What's going on, Bengals fans? Stone Shields on hand for another edition of Bengals Breakdown. And on today's show, we're going to be taking a look at the Bengals injury report after Thursday's practice. Some notable things to keep an eye on as the Cincinnati Bengals get ready for Monday Night Football against the Dallas Cowboys. Keep in mind, Thursday, which of course was yesterday, was the Bengals' first day of practice, playing on Monday instead of Sunday. Everything, of course, gets pushed back a day. So really only 1 day of injury reports to go off of. Going to be taking a look at that here on today's show. But before we get into that, make sure you guys give us a like on today's show. If you have not done so already, hit that thumbs up icon for us. We've done these like battles for the past 4 months. We've won 2 of these, and Baltimore has won 2 of these. Joey Peterson over at our Ravens channel. We're running it back here in December to close the year. So this kind of feels like do or die, right? Whoever wins this month essentially wins the year of 2024. Off to a good start. 400 or so like lead at this point. But really help us out. Hit that thumbs up icon, trying to get 400 likes on today's show. All right, let's start with Logan Wilson. That's kind of the major news that we saw yesterday. I had a short out for you guys yesterday detailing this injury for Logan Wilson. Of course, missed the Steelers game last week. The Bengals were hoping that coming out of the bye he would be feeling better. That was not the case. Ultimately, he got a procedure done and will likely miss the season. This is what Mike Garafolo of NFL Network put out yesterday morning. Said he had a surgical cleanup on his knee and is expected to miss the rest of the regular season. Tough blow for Cincinnati. Logan Wilson hasn't really played his best football in 2024. But, boy, without him in that Pittsburgh game, they could have used him a lot. So, I think Logan Wilson's gotten a bit of some unfair criticism. I think when you compare the other guys on defense, I think Logan Wilson has performed as one of the best players defensively. Certainly not up to the standard that we know he can. But don't think he has been playing at full health really as well. We haven't seen him move around as quickly as he normally does. He's missed some tackles. I have a feeling this knee has kind of been bugging him for a while now. Ultimately, it's going to result in him missing the rest of the season. Be interesting to know if he would still be out there giving it a go if the Bengals were really in contention here. But probably a smart move. Logan Wilson, take care of the body, get ready for 2025. Leads us to the pinned comment of today's video. Is Logan Wilson a long-term piece in Cincinnati? Of course, he signed a contract a couple of off seasons ago. I was thrilled when he signed the deal, but I don't know if he's necessarily lived up to it. I'm still holding on to some hope that Logan Wilson can be a formidable player on your defense going forward, but certainly has to get better and has to be better than he has been these past 2 years. Again, I think he gets a little bit unfairly criticized for his performance, but has to be better in 2025. Sound off for us, rather, at the pinned comment of today's video. Type Y for yes or N for no. If that ad comes here on YouTube, that's totally fine. Take advantage of it. Get down in the comment section. Let us know what you think. All right, Orlando Brown Jr., as we progress here through the Bengals injury report, did not practice on Thursday, and Zach Taylor said probably would be surprised if we saw Orlando Brown Jr. out there on Monday night against the Dallas Cowboys. Orlando Brown Jr. was having such a solid start to the season, kind of an all-pro level left tackle there for the first couple of weeks, but has missed a bunch of time. Came back for that Steelers game. Was good to have him back out there. Had some costly penalties, but certainly was an upgrade to Cody Ford, who kind of bumped inside to that left guard spot. We'll talk about Cody Ford a little bit later in the show. Orlando Brown Jr., by the way, is the Bengals nominee for the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. Really plays with the things Orlando Brown Jr. was able to accomplish, the kind of leadership that he brings to the table. But unfortunately, he hasn't been able to stay as healthy as everybody would like this season. He'll be back next season, though, and the Bengals certainly going to need him protecting that left side for Joe Burrow. Hasn't been ruled out for the season, but Zach Taylor did say he would be surprised if we saw him on Monday night. Jamar Chase was limited in practice with an ankle injury. Don't think this really is a, something to monitor super closely, but he is your second best player, so of course we had to bring it up. Jamar Chase really going for the Triple Crown. Believe it or not, it's kind of one of the focuses for Joe Burrow and the boys at this point in the season. Let's get Jamar Chase that Triple Crown, because it doesn't look like you're going to be able to make the playoffs or anything like that. But if Joe Burrow could help Jamar get to that point, certainly would help Jamar Chase in his contract going forward and would be a nice accomplishment. Triple Crown is something that does not come around often. Jamar Chase is in a position to be able to do that if he's able to stay healthy over these next 5 games. Not too worried about Jamar. We'll continue to monitor his progress as far as his injury and his practice participation goes throughout the week. Higgins was limited in practice, not injury-related. It's rest. We've kind of seen that over the past couple of weeks since Higgins has come back from his quad injury. They're kind of giving him that first practice day off. So really not too many concerns there on that front. These next 5 games are critical for Higgins, though, because he is playing for another contract. And you better enjoy watching T. Higgins here play over these next 5 games. Unfortunately, it's not going to be a playoff run for Cincinnati. But these are probably his last 5 games as a Cincinnati Bengal. Let's enjoy it while we still have him. Charlie Jones, limited participant on Thursday with a groin injury. The Bengals have missed Jones in the return game. They gave Trenton Irwin some cracks there. Irwin eventually got waived earlier this week. And, he's been limited at practice before. And then he gets kind of a DNP at the end of the week and ultimately doesn't play. So we'll see how he trends throughout the week. This groin something that's really been nagging him. Jones, another guy that really hasn't been able to stay healthy. Bengals draft pick in 2023. Hasn't really lived up to the expectation, I don't think. He's shown some flashes in the return game, but really hasn't provided much as a wide receiver on your offense. Cody Ford was a full participant for the Bengals on Thursday with a back injury. But the thing with Ford is he got the start over Cordell Volson last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Volson's really manned down that left guard spot for the past several years now. And Ford, of course, was replacing Orlando Brown Jr. He bumped inside, took Volson's spot. Now, with Orlando Brown Jr. probably going to be out, we're probably going to see Volson back in the lineup and move Ford back out to left tackle. But I still want to ask you guys this question. Pick a left guard for me. If Orlando Brown Jr. were to be healthy, let me know what left guard you want to see out there for the Cincinnati Bengals. Neither one of these guys have been good enough. Quite honestly, I don't know if either one of these guys should be coming back next year. I do believe Volson is still under contract. Not exactly sure what the contract situations are for both of these guys. But Joe Burrow talked about guys that are sticking around need to be guys that they can count on going forward. I really don't know if you can count on either one of these guys. But pick a left guard for me in the comment section. Type F for Cody Ford and type V for Cordell Volson. We'll continue with our injury report here in a moment, but first, I want to give a shout-out to our friends over at Game Time because today's show is presented by Game Time. Look, Game Time is a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Game Time Picks is the easiest way to find and buy tickets to live events. Still, 2 games left on the docket at Paycor Stadium where you can check out the Cincinnati Bengals, a game with Cleveland, and a game with Denver. Again, Bengals probably out of postseason consideration at this point, but you can still have fun at the Jungle and cheer on those Cincinnati Bengals. Would really advise you to hop over to Game Time and get some tickets if, of course, you're not planning on hanging out with us here at our watch party on Bengals Breakdown. My 2 favorite features on the Game Time app. The seat views. Get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy. Also, the all-in pricing. Toggling this feature up front allows you to see your total up front so you don't get hit with any of those surprise fees at checkout like some of those other ticketing companies can get you with. So download the Game Time app today, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. But again, create an account, redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? It's game time. All right, let's talk Amarius Mims here. He was a limited participant on Thursday dealing with an ankle injury for the Cincinnati Bengals. I think Mims has really been a bright spot for you on that offensive line. Got thrust into duty when Trent Brown went down earlier in the season. And I personally think he has been your best rookie. And he, to me, seems like a guy that can be your right tackle of the future. Absolutely no doubt about it. The run block grade there isn't great, but it's something that we have seen progress as the season has gone on. And, of course, those sacks there, those sacks aren't technically knocked on Amarius Mims because they weren't in obvious pass sets. So, really, in obvious pass sets, he actually doesn't have any sacks given up. But I've been really pleased with the Bengals have in Amarius Mims. At that right tackle position, I definitely think he is the man in the future for that. Hopefully he's going to be able to go with that ankle injury on Monday night. Would love to see Amarius Mims get 5 more weeks of game reps and really see his progress here through the end of the year. Another opportunity for you guys to get involved with their show here at Bengals Breakdown. Which rookie has impressed you the most? I think it's really either him, Amarius Mims, or Chris Jenkins are probably the only guys that you could go with. But regardless, sound off for us in the comments section. Which rookie has impressed you the most? All right, a couple of more here before we get out of here. Sheldon Rankins, who, of course, you brought in free agency, and his tenure in Cincinnati hasn't really worked out the way you were hoping, but I'm going to be honest with you, I'm kind of worried about this guy. I don't know if Zach Taylor has provided any updates on Sheldon Rankins, but he has been out with this illness for a long time. It carried all the way through the bye week as well, and he missed the Charger game with the illness additionally, so we'll see, when we get more information on Sheldon Rankins. Last I heard, it was just some kind of bacterial infection. Really unfortunate for Rankins. Obviously, hope he is all right. Bengals actually did a decent job stopping the run against Pittsburgh. One of the few things they did well defensively in that football game. I think you were pleased with what you saw out of Chris Jenkins Jr. Hopefully some guys can continue to step up there against Dallas because, with the backup quarterback in Cooper Rush, they're going to be trying to run the football with Rico Dowdle. Last guy before we get out of here, Joseph Osai was a full participant in practice. I've been really hard on Joseph Osai. I'm going to be honest with you. I think we're probably only seeing a few more games, 5 more games with Joseph Osai as a Cincinnati Bengal. I'm not sure he's a guy you can count on going forward. Did have the block kick in the Pittsburgh game, which certainly was very exciting, but he needs to have a big next 5 weeks if he wants to be sticking around in Cincinnati, dealing with a thumb issue, but was a full participant in practice. Don't imagine him missing any time. We will be live for Bengals and Cowboys on Monday Night Football. Going to be live about an hour before the kick with our watch party. Going to be here doing a little solo producing by myself, but should be a good time as long as you guys stop by and hang out. Don't miss out on that watch party. Hit that sub button, youtube.com/BengalsTV.